Good evening, everybody. In this brief video clip, we shall discuss a quite an exciting question, namely, what would Sigmund Freud think about online therapy and online counseling? Now, everywhere they joke about Sigmund Freud, and they always ask themselves, what would Sigmund say about this and that? And it's always like a joke. But in this brief presentation, I like to think about this a little bit profoundly. Sigmund Freud was a genius, you could say, an excellent writer, an excellent thinker, very clear and precise in his ideas. So, to answer this question, I like to look at Sigmund Freud, the man, and at his ideas, and then go further discussing this question about online therapy. Now, who was exactly Sigmund Freud? If I look at his life as a whole, and based on the ideas, I'd like to distinguish three periods. Sigmund Freud, the young man. Everybody knows Sigmund Freud as the forefather of modern psychology. But actually, he was a medicine doctor who was trained in psychiatry. The big idea in psychiatry was how to influence patients without touching them, meaning we talk about talking therapy, a talking cure. And this was exactly what Sigmund Freud was excited about. No need to be a surgeon, no need to touch the patient to influence him. And this is exactly what we have in online therapy and online counseling. We don't need to be in the same room to change people's life, to improve our patients' life quality. And this is exactly what Sigmund Freud, the young man, was excited about. He wanted to look at a talking cure. So I'd say, if we talk about Sigmund Freud, the young man, definitely he would have been very, very excited about online therapy and its possibilities to help people. Now, the other phase of his life is Sigmund Freud, the major man, the man with big ideas. And here we talk about ideas about personality, about the human character, about sexuality. You know these things about id, the superego, the ego, libido, all this stuff. These are big ideas, and they are revolutionary ideas. They are structured ideas, and all these ideas is about getting closer to the human nature. And what's behind the first layer that you see me talking here in front of you on the screen? Internet is full of connections, it's full of layers, it's full of interaction, it's full of human emotions, and they are hidden there. All the time you approach internet and you are approaching yourself simultaneously. You interact with other people, but not everything is as it seems. There are hidden layers there, but it's you yourself with all of your personality acting and interacting with the others. Would this interest Sigmund Freud? Absolutely. So I'd vote yes. Again, Sigmund Freud, the man with big ideas. He'd be fascinated about internet. He'd love to use it as a communication tool, as a medium to approach other people. And to close this brief presentation, what about Sigmund Freud, the old man? The wise man, but the old man with a simple view of life. The old man who looks at life and cuts it down to two factors. The simple theory of human beings of Sigmund Freud in his past years. It was about two factors, two driving forces. One force is life drive, that I want to live. And it's related to the old idea of libido, but it's more general, it's more abstract, that everything that I do reflects my desire to live. And the other factor is the inevitable fact that there's the death drive. We can't escape the end of life. And everything that we do reflects the fact that the final is coming. So, internet, it shows some of these factors. Yes, there's the drive to live on, but it does not reflect anything about the final coming. So I'd vote Sigmund Freud, the old man, the old wise man who was getting more narrow-minded, who was more afraid of his legacy, who was more interested in his own legacy than, perhaps I might say this, than finding the truth. I wouldn't think that Sigmund Freud, the old man, would have been that interested in online therapy because it didn't fit his point of view, his life vision at the very, very last years of his life. So what do I get? I get 2 votes in favor. And I'm here talking about Sigmund Freud, the big man, the man who changed psychology, who changed psychiatry, and who's still quite alive and kicking, who is still important. So I'd say, vielen Dank, Sigmund Freud. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for you who watched this brief presentation on the quite exciting topic of Sigmund Freud and online therapy. This is Timo Kojonen from Therapion.com website. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you very much.